to him.
Just took it.
Then go up there and take it back again. Be a man.
I'm an artist.
Is that your excuse?
Wind is freezing. What happened to summer?
You watch, it'll be snowing by noon.
Even in Vanderhoof, it couldn't possibly snow in July.
Oh, you've never heard of the great summer blizzard of 35. 6 feet of snow on Dominion Day.
Pull the other one.
Oh, yeah, right in the middle of the parade. One of the trombonists was buried for 2 days.
Give it to me!
Not on your life.
What are you gonna do with it?
None of your business.
Oh, morning, Bob. Since we're gonna get snowed in, might as well take the honeymoon suite.
Honeymoon suite's taken. You can have number 6.
You're not planning to display that... Rich! Stop him!
What's that?
Mrs. Temple, I think. It's one of the local women. I don't really know her.
She seems to know you.
Somebody must have pointed me out.
Fraser? I hate you.
Richmond P. Hobson Jr., Panhandle Phillips, and Gloria McIntosh Hobson were real people. And for a short period of time, in the wilderness halfway between Vancouver and the Yukon, they worked to carve out the largest cattle ranch in the world. That part is true.
Bob want to humiliate that poor woman.
I don't know, and it's none of our business.
Rich, it's outrageous. Can't we help her?
I'll tell you what, you take the bags upstairs, and I'll look into it.
Never mind the bags.
We have lots of things to do. Well, you have to find a school teacher, and I need to get to the bank.
The bank? What for?
There's a small item of my wife's that I need to redeem. It's very small, but it has sentimental value.
My wedding ring? But Tewksbury wants $200.
This should take care of it.
Seriously?
So, here's the choice. Either I go redeem the said wedding ring, or I go get us a new stud horse to spell Hector off the watch.
Hector is having the time of his life. I'll be upstairs.
Bob? What the heck is that? It's art. It's Jesse. It's 6 weeks worth of board and lodging. The artist here ran up a $100 bill and tried to skip out.
Well, I find myself financially embarrassed, owing to the vicissitudes of life and the outrageous prices that he charges for alcohol.
Take it down.
No.
Bob, let's stop and think about the community standards.
If the community had standards, it wouldn't come into bars.
Mrs. Temple.
Mrs. Hobson? Lord, what you must be thinking.
I'm thinking Bob Fraser should be ashamed of himself.
Why I ever agreed to pose for an artist, especially that artist. Well, it's no excuse, but I needed the money.
Modeling is nothing to be ashamed of. Someone posed for Botticelli.
No, you don't understand. I'm engaged. My fiancé is arriving on the 6 o'clock train from Prince George. If he sees that painting, the wedding's off.
You can't do this to Jess. She's completely humiliated.
It's nothing most of us haven't seen before.
That's not the point.
The point is that painting's all I got to show for my $100, and it stays right there.
Boy, it's really starting to snow out there. Holy moly. If you're keeping it for collateral, why not keep it in the attic? Mr. Hobson, isn't that Jessie?
Jessie? I thought you didn't know her.
Well, I don't. Well, I mean, I do. but not that way.
Which way?
Whatever way you were thinking.
Who is she, Tommy?
No one. Nobody. I don't know. I've never seen her before. I don't think anyone has. I mean, no, at least not that I know of.
She's the local prostitute, isn't she?
No. Well, I mean, that's not the word that I'd normally use.
Which word would you use normally?
Well, normally I wouldn't use any word because I'd never see her. Normally.
Just on special occasions?
That's not what I meant.
Of course not.
You're fired. I'll be in the stables if you need me for anything else.
Good grief. What a dreadful country. I need a room, please.
You stayed here before, didn't you? Sure, a few weeks back.
Possibly.
Of course you did. You were traveling with Pan Phillips.
We all make mistakes.
Sorry?
If anyone should ask if I'm staying here, especially Mr. Phillips, the answer is no. Is that clear?
Yep, sure. I'll put you in number 7 under the name of...
Smith. John Smith. Mrs.
Why didn't you tell me she's the local prostitute?
I wish you wouldn't keep using that word.
And why would the local prostitute turn to my husband for help?
Because I was the only one who happened to be standing there. Could have been anyone. Pan, Bill, Bert, Rupert.
Why don't you just tell me about your past with Jesse Temple?
Because there's nothing to tell. So there's nothing to be jealous of.
You think this is about jealousy?
It's all right, Gloria. I get jealous too sometimes.
Richmond, I can live with the fact that you had a life before I met you, but I won't stand being lied to.
I'm telling the truth.
I see.
Did you talk to him?
I'm working on it. Gloria.
Oh.
Were you talking to someone?
Me? No. Just me out here. Checking for leaks.
I thought I heard voices.
Don't know. I better go check on the horses. Now. What are you doing here?
Snowing out there.
What are you doing in town?
Need a room.
None left.
I'll take number 7. You always keep that one available.
Not today. See for yourself.
Who's minding the ranch?
Oh, Kid will be fine. I'm sure she's rising to an occasion even as we speak. John Smith, Mrs. That'll be it.
Hey, where are you going? You don't have a room.
Give me time. Miss Temple. Always a pleasure.
Is it still hanging there?
Is what hanging where?
That thing over the bar?
Used to be a moose head over the pool table.
I need to talk to Rich. Please, just go downstairs and tell Rich to meet me in my room.
Whatever happened to Christian morals and basic standards of common decency?
It's a good likeness, though.
Right down to the mole on her thigh.
It's a good likeness, though.
Right down to the mole on her thigh. Scoop Mitchell told me about the mole.
I heard the same from Pete Olstrom.
She wants to see you in her room.
Jesse? I agreed to help her out of a jam, that's all it is.
Sure.
You know perfectly well there's never been anything between me and Jesse Temple.
Not since you met Gloria.
Ages before that.
Literally weeks.
What were you doing upstairs anyway?
Talking to Jesse.
We're 2 days' ride from the home ranch. Oh, hold on. Mrs. John Smith.
What about her?
Olivia Mowat.
Friend, that is a leap that defies logic. You'll do yourself an injury leaping like that.
What's she doing here?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, why, Pan Phillips. What brings you to town?
Oh, just stopped in for a drink. Bumped into old Rich here.
I thought you were going to check on the horses.
Oh, I was, but I'm having a drink with Pan first.
Why don't I join you?
You know, I think I'm gonna go upstairs and change my shirt. Why don't you go see about placing that ad for the school teacher, and then we could all meet back here in, say, an hour or so?
Would that give you enough time?
Oh, plenty.
It's a date then.
Great.
You know what? I think I'll go upstairs first, too. And take a bath. Wash some of this trail dust off.
Jesse?
Who is it?
Room service.
This hotel does not have room service.
All right, you got me.
Known Bob Fraser for years. Thought we were friends.
You must have done something to make him angry.
My fiance will be here at 6 o'clock.
You gonna invite me in?
No.
Nelson told me you were leaving.
So you followed me?
I did no such thing. But since we're both here, at least I'm here, you're over there, I will give you my honest opinion, which is you're making a big mistake.
Coming here was a mistake. Leaving is the best idea I've had in weeks.
Where are you going?
Vancouver. On the 6 o'clock train.
Vancouver?
Mm-hmm. And I don't have a forwarding address, and I wouldn't give it to you, even if I did.
You'll be miserable in Vancouver. Look, I can give you 1,000 reasons why you should stay right here.
All right. Name one.
Best moose hunting on the continent?
Five minutes. That should do it.
Why don't you meet him at the train station and take him somewhere else?
Where? This is the only hotel west of Quesnel. I can hardly invite him to stay at my house. As far as he knows, I'm a respectable woman.
I'll go back down and try again.
Rich, I was trying to turn over a new leaf. All I did was pose for him. Now look.
No, stop. Here.
Olivia!
Olivia, what are you doing here?
This is my room.
Oh, I meant to barge in on someone else's room. I meant to barge in on my own room. Down the hall. Oh, I'm so sorry. Please.
No,
Carry on. Don't let me interrupt.
we were...
Gloria!
Sorry.
Who is it?
What do you mean, who is it?
Mrs. Hobson? Just a moment. Sticky door.
Where is he?
Where is who?
But I was sure I heard...
Oh, the couple next door. They have been arguing. Can I help you with anything?
No. No, I'm fine. Thank you. I'll be going now. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Mrs. Temple?
I know. Oh, dear.
Where were you?
Went checking on the horses.
But you went upstairs.
Just changed my shirt. Then I went out. The back way. Is there a problem?
I'd better go to that newspaper office. Place that ad.
Don't bother. You'll be wading through 4 feet of snow. What happened to you?
Maybe I'll go change back into my other shirt, huh?
Buy me a drink? Seems she's decided to leave Rupert, which is understandable. In fact, it's highly commendable.
Imagine how Rupert feels.
No thanks, the way he looks is bad enough. The problem is, she says she's gonna live in Vancouver. Now, this is where you come in.
Me?
You gotta talk her out of it.
Why would I do that?
Vancouver? She'll end up working as a hat check girl or a nanny for some Shaughnessy socialite couple named Pudge and Tuffy. 14 hours a day with the twins, not to mention the unwanted attentions of Chip, Tuffy's younger brother, who's got teeth for days and no chin whatsoever, and you're just gonna stand by and let this happen?
If you're in love with Olivia, tell her that.
I am merely trying to prevent a headstrong young woman from turning her back on a world of opportunities.
Even if she did decide to stay, what would she do?
Teach school. She loves to read. She's unemployed. She's unattached. And she's English. World's foremost purveyors of pure drivel, but they sound good.
Olivia.
Otherwise, you'll be advertising over half the chill coat and you still won't find someone as good. Huh? Talk to her.
I'll consider it. But first, you tell me. How well does Rich know Jesse Temple?
He knows of her. Enough to pass the occasional good afternoon.
Yes. But what about the occasional good morning?
If they should happen to pass in the street.
So, there's nothing you might call a past between them?
Absolutely not.
Liar.
Now hang on.
Sorry, Pan, I'd love to help you out, but
Hotel's full. Try Bellacoola.
Phillips!
Turn right at the end of the street, then turn left when you hit the ocean. Can't miss it.
is something wrong, Rupert?
Olivia left a note and disappeared.
Haven't seen her.
Upstairs, room 7.
Olivia! Light of my lonely existence!
Do we have a deal?
What are you doing? You can't be in a public hallway staring at people's keyholes. You shut up. People's keyholes. You shut up.
I must beg you to accept the inevitability of... What did I do?
You didn't do anything.
If I have offended you in some...
You haven't. You were the perfect gentleman. Always.
Is it the pigs?
No, it's not the pigs.
If it's the smell, I shall bathe them in rose water daily, paying special attention to Madame Bovary's trotters.
Jesse. Here, she's not in there. If you want to spy, she's this way.
You shouldn't have to change anything for me, Rupert. And even if you did, it wouldn't make a difference. I'm so sorry. I'm not explaining myself very well. It's not about anything you have or haven't done. It's not about you at all, Rupert. It's just... Oh, it's a whole situation.
What do you mean, situation?
Nothing. Everything. It's...
She's serious. She's really gonna leave.
So go talk to her.
I tried. The woman sneers at moose hunting.
Moose hunting?
Hey, Rich. Here's a question. Theoretically, would it really be a problem, strictly speaking, if Gloria found out about you and Jesse Temple?
Oh, Mrs. Hobson, help.
Help?
Help me salvage my future, my happiness, my frail hold in the prospect of connubial bliss.
What are you, nuts? Of course it'd be a problem.
Well, women can surprise you. Once in a while, those surprises can even be pleasant.
Gloria already thinks I lied to her once.
Why would she think that?
She asked me if I knew Jesse. I said no. And if she found out, I lied about other things.
Well, supposing she did. Somehow.
Well, I'm not going to tell her. Neither is Jesse, so how else is she going to find out? Unless you told her.
I did no such thing. However, I will confess to certain misgivings. Friend, if this lie goes unrevealed, where are you?
Still married.
No. I mean, where are you really?
Happily married.
Fine. Then, it's up to you.
What is?
I need to know what she wants.
Ask her.
I am a man. But these matters remain impenetrable to us. We glimpse them as through a glass, darkly.
I suppose I could talk to her.
Exactly. Test the waters. And then convince her to stay.
Why me?
Because you're the logical one to do it. Convince her to stay and teach school for Gloria.
Teach school?
I swear, sometimes conversation with you is like pulling wisdom teeth.
Well, if you think she'd make such a great school teacher, then why don't you speak to Gloria? It's her project.
You of all men should understand the futility of discussing anything with Gloria.
Then go directly to Olivia.
If I talk to her a second time, she'll think I want her to stay for my sake. Hell's bells, a man could find himself honor bound.
Olivia, hi. Again. I'm glad I bumped into you. Chance to say goodbye.
Yes. Goodbye it is.
And obviously your mind's made up. I spoke to Rupert.
What was I thinking? Halfway across the world to marry a man I'd never met. Telling myself it was family duty. Pan was right. Don't tell him I said that.
I'd rather eat spiders.
Once I came to my senses, what else could I do but end the charade and leave?
But does leaving Rupert necessarily mean leaving the Blackwater?
Nothing for me up here. A backwoods spinster in a one-room shack. Chickens.
We need a school teacher.
Me? Well, I don't have an education. I mean, well, I finished grammar school and did a year of A-levels,
That's as much as you'd need. Oh, heaven knows the life up here has its drawbacks. The weather, the isolation, 40 trillion mosquitoes.
Many of whom I've met personally.
But there's the freedom to be whoever you want. Look at me, an interior decorator from Shaughnessy, and now I'm partners in a cattle ranch.
You make it almost sound possible.
What would you do in Vancouver?
Oh, work in a shop, I suppose, or a factory, or...
Exactly. So stay here.
I can't. Rupert.
What about him?
I can't just throw him over and then stay on. No, it'd be too humiliating for him. Thank you for thinking of me.
You're in love with her.
I hold her in a certain esteem, leaving aside the fact that she's cantankerous and insufferable.
Do you remember Mackie Curvers?
Vaguely.
Too proud to confess his love for Bess Leningham. And what happened? She moved on. And Mackie descended into a bitter, solitary middle age,
Excuse me.
drinking bad whiskey and lamenting his lost chance at happiness.
Till he met that redhead at the Anaheim Stampede.
No, he didn't.
Green eyes and black underwear, according to Mackie.
Now, you know that's a lie, and you know just as well that you'll be miserable for the rest of your life if you let Olivia get away.
Then what am I supposed to do?
Go up there and tell her the truth.
Oh, the truth. Well, that's a novel concept coming from you.
You're right. This has been bottled up for far too long.
See, even Bob agrees with me.
The truth is, I'm in love with her.
With Olivia Mowat?
With Jessie.
That, Jesse?
Excuse me.
Certainly.
What did she say?
Rupert, what if she decided that she really couldn't stay with you? If, mind you.
If. Hypothetical. All right?
What would you honestly feel?
Very little.
Really?
Not after the first few moments, as the icy water closed above my head and the black water sucked me down into its bleak and joyless bosom.
I see.
Sometimes, as you go through life, there comes a time for a person to be honest about their feelings.
I see.
And that's what I've come here to say. I think it's time for you to be honest
Me?
about your feelings.
For you?
This pig-headedness is getting us nowhere.
I have no feelings for you whatsoever, apart from a persistent irritation.
Well, now, that wasn't the impression you gave that night we spent together.
We agreed never to speak of that night again.
Well, that was your idea.
And the fact of the matter is, the only reason why I agreed to spend the night with you was because I was sure I'd never see you again.
Well, now, what kind of logic is that?
Impeccable. If we'd ridden off in opposite directions as planned, I wouldn't be enjoying this present discussion.
All right, I can accept that your feelings may be complicated.
And what right do you have to talk about feelings? What right do you have to talk about feelings in the first place? You're incapable of maintaining a relationship with anyone other than your horse.
Well, now, there's no cause to be dragging Joey into this.
And if he could talk back, you wouldn't get on with him either.
Who's talking about getting along? I'm talking about the way I feel.
All right, then.
How do you feel?
All right. The truth is, I have enjoyed your company. From time to time. It's a nice change from Rich and Joey. Nothing against either one of them, of course. And the plain truth of the matter is, I would not be entirely put out if you decided to stick around. It would have to be strictly your decision, of course, and you couldn't expect anything specific from me, so what do you say?
Pan Phillips, you are the most...
Olivia! All these years I've been keeping it to myself. Clutching it. I mean the secret.
No, I understand.
And then 6 months ago, she says she's given up the old ways, says she's met this fella. We can't let her go through with it. You gotta talk to her.
Well, no, you see, she asked me to talk to you. About the painting.
Oh. Save your breath.
For love shall not be gainsaid.
Rupert.
I am a humble man, Olivia. Some would say, or some have said, a mere pig farmer. But I would do anything to make you happy. Anything you don't like about me, just say so and I'll change. Anything at all. So long as it lies within my power. Gesundheit. To change.
I must have caught a chill.
That wasn't you.
Must have been. Who else is here?
That came from out there.
Now, Rupert, why don't you go downstairs and I'll think about what you said.
Phillips.
Bloody Nora.
You and that barbarian?
All right. Yes, fine. It's only once, but it happened. Why deny it?
The beast itself? With two backs?
Oh, to hell with Vancouver. I'm going back to England. Even a war would be preferable. This whole farce is officially over.
Oh, no, it isn't. There's still the final act to be played. Phillips, there is no species foul enough to warrant comparison to your reprehensible self.
Shut up, Mullet.
Dogs shine in comparison. Reptiles glitter as exemplars of moral rectitude.
I should warn you, I have not had a good day.
There is just one way to resolve this. Phillips, I challenge you to a duel. I await your reply.
Now, Bob, you haven't thought this all the way through.
We always had great times together. We talked, we laughed.
She wants a husband and a normal life. Well, I can give her that. You're already married.
Well, we'll go somewhere else. We'll start a whole new life together.
Doreen would hunt you down and gut you like a fish.
Well, are you just gonna harp on the negative?
Phillips, a ferret would cringe at comparison with you. A civet would bow its head in mortification.
There's some sort of problem here.
Apparently we're going to fight a duel.
To the death.
Well, since you challenged me, I get to pick the weapons. You still got them horse pistols back there?
Sure. Go ahead.
Wait. You fellas aren't serious.
Pistols. Just the ticket. Deadly.
Trust me, Rupert. You don't want to do that.
8-ball in the corner pocket. Well, this one seems to work just fine. How about yours?
There's another way to handle this. Litigation. I'll hire a lawyer. I'll sue you for every penny.
You do that.
Any self-respecting stoat would hang himself.
What did you do to him?
Me? All right, enough is enough. That thing is coming down.
Look, if that fella runs off with her, that painting's all I'm gonna have left.
Jesse deserves a new start. Sometimes loving someone means you're willing to set them free.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I didn't believe Rich when he said it could snow in July.
Mother Nature mirroring the state of my heart.
Maybe it's for the best.
Thrown over, jilted, cast aside, cuckolded by the Batnooney Visigoth.
That's just it. Rupert, could you ever have been happy? The sort of woman that would sleep with Pan? I hate to say this, but I'm not sure Olivia is worthy of you.
This is harsh.
But probably true. Imagine if you found out after you were married. I think it's time to tell Olivia the truth. You've reconsidered your position and you relinquish all claim on her.
But what if she ends up with Phillips?
That would be your revenge.
The truth.
Which truth?
I talked to Olivia. That was my side of the bargain.
Ah, but she's still leaving.
Doesn't matter. A deal's a deal.
Now, I never actually agreed to any of this.
What happened between my husband and Jesse Temple?
Maybe you should hear that from me.
$5 to paint a dress on her. That'll ruin it. $10. I'm an artist. I care about principles, not money. $12.50. 15. 13 and a quarter.
Rich,
Not right now.
there's something you should know.
I'm busy. 14. And I have a better idea. Instead of painting a dress on
Your
her...
wife's upstairs with Jesse.
Your husband and I are friends.
Good? Friends?
Yes. At least I'd like to think that. He's a good man. He's a decent man. A man who would never take advantage. You're a lucky woman, Mrs. Hobson.
So I like to tell myself.
Your husband loves you. Sometimes that matters more than knowing every little detail. Do you really want to know the truth?
I thought I did.
Well, the truth is, nothing happened. Nothing at all.
Gloria! Jess! Mrs. Temple. What a surprise.
Well, I was just leaving.
The painting still hanging over the bar?
Yes. For the moment.
Then what are you doing up here? That poor woman is counting on you.
Jesse, what did you tell Gloria?
Lied through my teeth.
Good.
What about the painting?
Still there.
It's after 5 o'clock.
I know. Dodged a bullet?
I think I may have solved Jess's problem.
Tell me later.
What do you want?
Train's here in an hour.
I'm aware of that.
Need help with your bags?
I think I can manage.
So I guess this is it.
Yeah. I suppose you're right.
We won't be seeing each other again.
Nope.
Ever. So that's goodbye. So that's goodbye.
It is.
Ship's passing. schedule. You know, Olivia,
No. I can't possibly stay. Couldn't do that to Rupert.
Olivia?
I'm not here.
She's right here.
Phillips? Phillips, you...
You're fizzing.
Good afternoon, Miss Mullen.
Miss Mudd, I had formed an opinion of your character, which I now find was sadly in error. In consequence, I consider us to be free of any further obligations to one another of any kind. Forever and ever, amen.
Rupert, Oh.
There's a perfect place for a school just south of Nelson's. Sheltered, nice view of the river.
That is no concern of mine.
Has the further advantage of being right by the trail to winter pasture. I'd be passing by frequently
And could therefore drop by whenever the spirit moved?
Now there's an idea.
It's not an idea. It's an adolescent cowboy fantasy. And if you think I would have any part of it, you're grievously mistaken.
You ruined it! Afternoon, boys. Been outside. It must be 70 degrees.
What have you done?
Well, you wanted me to change it.
That's my wife!
I work from real life. She's the only other woman I saw today.
Take it down. Take it down!
You want it? $100.
$100?
Take it or leave it.
That's highway robbery!
You know, it's starting to grow on me. Of course, I could always auction it. Sold. To the rancher with the red face.
What is that?
Your husband commissioned it.
No, I didn't.
$80, $90, $100. Take it away. It's all yours.
$100? For that?
I never asked him to.
The money that was to redeem my wedding ring?
I can explain.
We'll go straight upstairs to the room. Clifford, no! Good Lord. Rich and Gloria Hobson, I'd like you to meet my fiancé, Clifford McIlvaney.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Bob Fraser. Mr. Peacock. Come on.
The local professional. Oh. What are we gonna do with it?
Oh. I have an idea.
Well, I'd say that worked out just about perfect.